for another Burning Crusade dungeon. We're going to do the Manatomes in the middle of Tarot-Car. Well, not really the middle, but the crater. This big crater down here. There's 4 directions and each one goes to a dungeon. The first is north, which will be the Manatomes. By first, I just mean in order of level and difficulty. We're working our way up the dungeon ladder. Is it just me or does it sound louder? I should have the same settings I had before. My bloodthirsty pumpkins can't wait. They're just charging the next pack. Getting my drugs. Which we don't need at all because we're so overpowered already, but I got them. We'll use them. We are fighting ethereals, which is a new race in Burning Crusade. Most of them are enemies, but there are some in some of the zones that are friendly to the Alliance Reward. One of the factions that you work is the Consortium, which is ethereals and Nether Storm. This is one of the worst dungeons to do on Heroic. Mainly because that big purple fucker back there. If you remove him from the equation, then the rest of it wouldn't be that bad. But most groups can't get past that guy on Heroic. They'll clear this room, wipe to that guy a bunch of times, and then give up. But we're doing this on normal mode. They're not even level 70. The regular level of the dungeon is about 65. So the 2 Hellfires, 2 Coil Fangs, those were the lowest dungeons. Now we've moved up to the next 2 in Tarot-Car, which are in the mid-60s. I'm just going to be full clearing this place out. You don't technically need to kill all these guys, but Pandamonus over there likes to bounce people around with knockbacks. So you end up aggroing the shit anyway. I can't remember if he fears or not. It's just knockbacks. paladin is level 32 now. But the low level brackets are pretty much dead. I was lucky just to get those two that it did. But after all the characters I've leveled, and all the years I put into Classic, it's no big deal if I don't see them at this point. They don't have anything I haven't seen before. Okay, we got shadow resistance aura, that's important. Or actually, no it's not, because I don't think it stacks with the, we got a priest giving us the buff, so cannot stack those. But oh well. All the damage he does is going to be shadow. Won't do anything else. You should have been able to guess that. So if you're not a paladin tank with the aura, it's the knockback. But you want shadow resist. That means either having a paladin or a priest. Stop attacking. He puts this shit up. You take shadow damage every time you swing at him. I could probably ignore it here because I'm overpowered. That buff will reflect spells, and if you swing at him in melee, you take shadow damage. A ton of it. Every time you hit him. So if you're dual wielding, you will die fast. It's an idol for feral druids there. I've already done all of the quests. But if I can do all these places on my paladin in the 60s, you might be able to see that character. Get close enough to bomb without aggro. Frag out. Usually you can't do that because of aggro range, but I'm over their level. Get him here between packs. Damn, I thought he was gonna keep going. That was a close pull there. Turned around right when I threw at him. Oh, these are the fuckers that fear. He just didn't do it. Ethereal would have been a good playable race. Blizzard wanted to give us the goddamn space ghosts instead. You can can also argue for goblins and gorgons, but those eventually came to the game with Cataclysm. Which is too little too late, really. Oh, there it is. I got the last point of throne. I am now the throwing master. That guy's leaving. That's fucking great. It's not the shadow. Okay, it's not the healer. Well, I guess we'll head back to the stone, because he's gonna be dropping. Although we could just do the place with 4 people. Granted, the fact that I am overpowered anyway, you don't particularly need 5 people. These mobs explode upon death. That makes them pretty dangerous. If all of them just decide to bomb at the same time, because you're killing them all. Those are a nasty one on heroic. Might just end up 4-manning this place. There's a patrol.
Great to meet you.
Was it wave? There's a big lizard on my wall. I think it's a little dragon. Is it looking at me? Okay. Locked chest. That thing must be like 6 or 7 inches long. It's like the biggest I've seen here. Most of them are so small the roaches would step on them, but like the lizards would have to run for their lives from the roaches. Okay, well, okay, it looks like we got someone. Alright, I'm gonna cut until we get the new guy rolling in here. Okay, we got a new 5th rolling up in here. Dresdonia. Could have done this before, but if someone wants to come, why not? Some patrols here. Too bad you can't play an ethereal shadow priest. Damn. That might beat out undead shadow priest. But they're pretty close. You just need a hood on your shadow priest. It's about the same. Oh, fear. Oh, am I kidding? Nothing would beat out the undead. Cereals are cool though. I'd probably rate the ethereals higher than orc though. There's only 2 playable races I like, orc and undead. If ethereal was on the list, then I'd probably put them between orc and undead. Ideally, I would be an undead orc. Be both. The Forsaken are undead humans. I want to be an undead orc. But that'll have to wait for Wrath of the Lich King. Death Knight is basically an undead of any race that you put on it. So Orc Death Knight will be an undead orc. If you're an undead Death Knight, that's basically undead-er. It's extra undeath. Or just undead human, really. Ref at. I think I'm revered. Yeah, Consortium is this one. Consortium's not a bad one to work though, even if you don't need anything off the reputation, because they actually give you a gem bag every month. Like a monthly salary or something. You don't have to do anything for it. You just go there and talk to the guy. He's like, oh, here you go. Here's some free gems. He'll do that once a month. So if you have 4 characters like I do, then each one just can run over to him and pick up the bag. And the higher your reputation, the better the bag. So you'll get better shit on it. My rogue's actually exalted. The others are just revered. So one is getting the best premium bag, and the others get the level 2. Here's the second boss, a big fat mountain giant, or stone giant, or crystal giant, or some giant. Tavarog. You be stunned. Oh, he's immune. Oh well. Earthquake. Unlike the last one, this one's physical, so high armor, block, and defense are your friend. Bad I don't have an axe, but I took the best weapon I could get. That would have been nice if I was at the level of the dungeon. And that did not drop for any of my characters when I was actually leveling through here. Like, my rogue didn't see that, my warrior didn't see it. The others wouldn't have used it anyway. I don't think anyone saw it, though. least this fiery red sword kind of matches his shoulders. And that's a natural glow. That's not coming from an enchant. The sword always glows red. Along. Patrol walking around. I was too late with that stun. I could have stopped that mana burn. Ripped off that hunter's mana bar. Okay, might want to wait a second. I could charge and then flip stances. I just don't bother. We have a Thurgis. I think that's another word for a mage. I'm trying to get creative. Sorry, watching YouTube. That's what I'm doing most of the time. But I can't do it while I'm recording. YouTube, Netflix, or Amazon Prime. I don't like paying 2 different subscriptions on those, but I only just got the Amazon. It's only in its 2nd month. The first one was a free trial. I had Amazon Prime a long time ago, but I think it was before they did shows, or it had movies and shit on it. It was just a membership for the store. Can't see over that. There are a ton of war movies on Amazon Prime. I'm like, damn, it's gonna take me a while to watch all of these. I think I've seen 3 on World War II, and 3 or 4 on World War I. I still have several more saved. I thought Beneath Hill 60 was pretty good. I think it's Beneath Hill 60. I'm not sure about the number. But this is when they were tunneling under the German lines, World War I, and it set off a massive explosion. Like the biggest explosion that's ever been set off to date, which is still true today. I should have just set the bomb off first. I think the last one I saw was called the Lost Battalion, or Last Battalion. Which it took place very close to the end of the war in 1918, where a group of a battalion of Americans get trapped behind enemy lines because they get encircled and keep fighting, pushing off attack after attack until they eventually get relieved. I've already done this quest, but if someone else needs it, there's a quest to use this, and it will spawn a group of friendly ethereals with the consortium, and one of those guys will have a follow-up quest after that to escort him back to the entrance that will spawn mobs and shit. And then there's kind of a mini boss at the end of that. But I've already done that, so no one else seems to have the quest. I think we're out of luck on that. There's nothing special about it. Last boss standing back there. This boss is actually a fun one for Warrior because he likes to spam magic. So really, I could just stand there and keep using my spell Reflect, and he'll just keep milking himself. He'll end up doing more damage to himself than everyone else in the group. At least on Heroic, maybe not in this run.
What is this? You
Not
must
gonna be able to get
forgive
close
me.
enough. No.
I was not expecting
I bounced that immolate. He burned himself. I don't think ethereals really have a gender, but you heard that guy talk. He sounded like a dude to me. Coming up to the end of this. Ended up getting them too. Don't think we needed to get these together. I'm gonna get killed on that explosion. Use that here. I could use that shit anywhere. Okay, well that's going to the fender then. Well, no, I still do the, I'm still doing daily quest on this character and Blade Edge, so. I'm getting my potions confused, because they've got some you can use anywhere, and then they've got some that you can only use in the damn zone. How does a potion only work in that zone? You gotta be in this area to guzzle the potion. Like, what? not gonna be that epic with me here.
I have such fascinating things.
I bounced that. Not casting that much though. There's another one. I think that was 1510 that he hit himself for.
I must bid you farewell.
Much higher on heroic though. Got a bow. But I think I'll stick with my gladiators or edge throwing knives. It's a level 64 bow. It could be 70 and I wouldn't take that over these. Okay, that's it for this run. There's actually a shortcut back out right over here. Behind the boss. You run out, jump off this ledge. Urgh. Here's the door. And that is it for this one.